Hello and welcome to the Move with Mace podcast. I'm Macy and I'm your host. I am so excited to welcome you guys to episode 1. Every Tuesday, I will be bringing you new content about a different topic that pertains to running. So, for this week's episode, let's dive in. For those of you familiar with running, you might think community. I want to talk about community today. So, I don't know about you, but it's one word that comes to mind every time I think about running. Community is defined as a group of people living in the same place or having a particular characteristic in common, or a feeling of fellowship with others as a result of sharing common attitudes, interests, and goals. Let's kind of dive into that second definition I listed there. So, a feeling of fellowship with others as a result of sharing common attitudes, interests, and goals. I don't know about you, but running is surely a common interest, and it's exactly that. It's a community of like minded individuals striving to better themselves. As a runner, we can all relate to the sense of community. I don't know what your goals are, but I have some pretty big goals that pertain to running. And one is I want to run a half marathon in all 50 states. The other is I plan to qualify for Boston. So, whatever your running goals are, I encourage you to set some if you don't have some, but strive to work towards those every day. Let those be your motivation that keep you going when maybe you don't have a community of other runners around you. Um, but definitely find one. They are out there. You guys, these goals won't be met if I don't stick to them. So for me, that is enough motivation to keep me going with the lack of community near to me. So most days I run by myself, but there's definitely options for me to run together with people once we get past the current situations. So um, I want you to ask yourself, what are your goals when it comes to running? What are you running for? Is it personal reasons, health reasons, your way of processing stress and anxiety, the sense of community? Do you run with a group or do you run alone? I mean, even if you run alone, you're truly not alone. So, like I was mentioning, there are groups out there. Search Facebook, look at Strava. All of these platforms are different ways for you to connect with runners, and I highly encourage, if you're not, to get connected. Um, if if you're looking for something to encourage you, to keep you going, these are all great options. It's as simple as reaching out to just search for running groups on Facebook. Look at local running stores if you have those in your community. For me, it's Fleet Feet. So they have social runs. Look for them and see if there's anything in your area or any individuals that are willing to connect and run together. Um, all of these are just really great options, and I highly, highly encourage you to look into those. So, another reason that I love running and I'm so, so passionate about it is just the life lessons it relates to. So, like a community of runners, our friends and our family are also our community. If you think about your childhood or any current groups that you're involved in, maybe it's a Bible study group at church, your local FFA or 4 H chapter growing up, just any local community groups that you can and you are involved in, it's very similar to that. So, community is just a huge part of life for everyone. We need to show up for our friends, and in order to do that, we need to take care of ourselves first. Running is one of those ways to make sure that we are working on us personally, internally, externally. You guys, I don't know about you, but I just feel so much better when I get in a run or at least move my body throughout the day. So I highly encourage you to move your body every single day, even if it's not through running. Just do something. Go for a walk, ride your bike. Um, Obviously, people run for a variety of reasons, some of which maybe I listed above, but you have your reason. Stick to it. Let that be your driving force that keeps you going. For me, it's mental clarity, a healthy lifestyle, just the pure love and sense of accomplishment after a hard workout or a new PR in a race. I tend to be the person who loves to cheer on those strangers as I'm running by or they're running by me. Even if we're not in the middle of a race, like I'm cheering them on. We all know what it's like. We don't always have a good day. We're not always feeling the best. So I encourage you to cheer on somebody next time you see them running. Whether they look like they're struggling or not, just give them a, hey, good job, keep it up. I could keep going on and on about this, but you guys, you get the point. Community is huge in the running community and life in general. But I just challenge you to think about your reasons why you choose to run. Is it that sense of community? What is it for you? Take a little personal time and dive into that. So I just want to leave you with that thought this week, the thought of community, reaching out, especially right now, you guys, with everything going on in the world, the COVID-19 situation, not to bring it up, but hey, it's reality. It's the new. Um, Community is huge. And I just think back to like if I didn't have the ability to run right now, what how much of a struggle it would be just to get through the day to day. So life would be pretty lonely if we didn't have a community to surround ourselves with, no matter what it is. And I hope that out of this you get your why as to the community you want to find time with or spend time with, just be a part of. So find a community, even if it's not running, find something that brings passion and joy to your life that you can, be a part of or help someone else out in. Because there are so many groups out there to get involved. And I promise you, it'll be worth it. So I hope that this podcast becomes a community for you, a place where you feel wanted and welcomed, a place for you to connect with other like-minded individuals, and I hope that you have the best week. You guys, I will be back next Tuesday with more content, so thank you so much for your time. I honestly hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. If you did, be sure to share it with a friend, and I hope to see you next week on the Move with Mace podcast. Thank you guys so much. Until next time, friends, lace up and let's get moving.